Cotour tool manufactures very precise tool, and the reason we have to do that and work down into these tenths and fine tolerances because our customers are having more pressure put on them all the time. Their tolerances continue to tighten up. So if they have a 1/1000th tolerance or a 5/1000th tolerance, Cotour tool usually has to make the tool within 5/10 to 1/10. And the reason being is because anything that we manufacture that's off more than that, their part will be off twice as much.
Well, when a job comes in, we get our print, and we go right straight to the simulator over here, and I use Anka software to do a program up, go through all the parameters and dimensions. Then this machine has a sophisticated simulating system that will give me an idea of how the part's going to look, any crashes that may occur. I'm able to see what it's going to, the design's going to be like, clearances. And this particular one you see simming here is the one I'm currently running. And these are a bump and sharp for a local company, and they got quite a bit of wear on the end. And this is what they look like when they've been resharpened. And these are solid carbide form reamers. Machine, I have cycle times anywhere from 1 minute up to 2 to 3 hours long. This particular one is quite short. It'll be done here in a minute. Right now it is finishing the profile on the end of the tool. There's our completed part. Oil, and there's the finished part.
We are ISO 9000 2008 registered, which brings us up to date and keeps us current with all the certification that most of our vendors require of us. The advantage to our customers is the fact that we become a one-stop tool shop. We can handle basically all of your tooling needs regardless of what it is, from automotive to military to stamping to dies to medical. We have all of those abilities and talents with inside the EMTD, which is Eastern Michigan Tool and Die Collaborative. In this area over here, this is some of the carbide insert tooling that comes in, and what happens is we buy some of the material on the outside, and what we're doing is manufacturing this to turn this all into our specials. So again, based on what product the customer is trying to manufacture, where it's going to be cutting stainless steel, titanium, just regular cold rolled steel, or preheat treated material, we can handle all of those operations based on what substrate we begin with. And what he's doing is starting out with a purchased blank. This is just rough stock. And from here, what he'll be doing on this CNC, which is a highly precise, is grinding top and bottom, the thickness in. And what he'll be doing is holding 2/10 tolerance on this. So again, I can't stress it enough, but remember, a cigarette wrapper, 1/1000 thick. This is 8 times smaller than a cigarette wrapper is the tolerance we're holding. Over here, this is John. John's actually in charge of this area back here. He handles the Went CNC, another Wham CNC, and over here what he's doing is putting the forms onto the carbide. Originally it went through that machine, now it came over here, and he's continuing on with the process.
Basically what we got here, these parts have been through the top and bottom grinder. Right next to us here, the thickness ground. Now what we're having done is the periphery ground on the outside of them. From the periphery grinder, typically if the job needs some sort of edge preparation, it'll go through the top land. Doesn't need edge preparation if it's just a custom grind. It'll go from periphery grind to custom grinding, from custom grinding over to the honer for the edge prep for the coating, and then on out the door. All our grinding's done on the carbide with diamond wheels. approximately 50 thousandths worth of carbide. This is a different tool that we have. Basically what we have here is a grit hone. And the sole purpose of this machine is to take the sharp edge off the tool, so like Dick said, has a rounded edge, prevents it from cracking, and it enables the coating to stick to the insert better.
Maybe the other thing you may want to know about is we have a job tracking in place. We use E2 systems. It's actually updated every 6 seconds. So actually I can tell you where every job is in the shop and what processes have been done to it. This is actually the quality control room. And what we have going on here is the final stage. It's where all the final checking is done. We have all of our gauges that are certified all the time. We have a Rockwell tester that's on board all the time and resetters certified. We have magnifying glasses to be able to look through and see if there's any cracks in the material before coating or after coating. This is kind of the final stage. Hopefully everything that comes through here goes out the door and is finished. This back here, what he's showing you now, is actually another one of the comparators. Again, people laugh at these because it's some of the old school, but in our application and how we're magnifying things to the tolerances, I couldn't live without them. Throughout the shop, there's actually 7 of these in process in different areas. We use them every day, each and every hour they are being used. It's a very integral part to Contour Tool. The future actually is still very bright, and again, I attribute some of that to the different organizations that I'm involved with. One being JAMA, which is Jackson Area Manufacturers Association. The other one being the MMA, which is Michigan Manufacturers Association. I've also utilized the services of South Central Michigan Works. What I would also do is like to thank JTV and Global Great Lakes for coming into Contour Tool. Again, I want to reach out to all of our existing customers and all of our new customers that may have just found us out there by advertising. And again, I want to specify the types of tools we use. We can use our insert tools that go into this type of holders. We can manufacture the blanks. We can do small itty bitty tools. We can add all different types of coatings on it, whether it be PVD coatings, TILN coatings, all these things to increase your tool life.